Welcome back to another episode of the Outsider Sports Baseball Podcast. Corey Jason, John Pauline. It's the All-Star break. That means these guys get a nice little rest. Nothing crazy, not as long as some other sports when they go on some breaks, but they do get a couple days off. And we get some fun activities. Most notably, the All-Star game, home run derby, the futures game. So to start, I kind of want to discuss the home run derby. We're recording this. Home run derby was last night. All-Star game hasn't happened yet. We'll discuss a little bit about that next week. But with there being no real value to the All-Star game, since the winning league doesn't get home field advantage, it loses a lot of its luster. So let's talk home run derby. Cal Raleigh won, first catcher to win. Second switch hitter. He hit 17 home runs in the first round. And there's a bit of controversy surrounding this. John, I'm not sure if you were following all that was going on.
Honestly, I turned the home runner derby on, watched it for like maybe a minute, and then got bored because it was just kind of boring just to watch the split screen, pitch, home. You don't even get to see the home runs. You just see lines.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like that is not fun to watch.
So the controversy, and we'll talk
I
about.
did see the controversy. I think I know what you're talking about. So I think I did see it.
So Cal Raleigh and Brent Rooker were both tied with 17 home runs after the first round. The top four advance. So you had two guys, O'Neal Cruz and Junior Caminero, already advancing. You also had Byron Buxton advancing. So those three moved on. You had two guys tied for one spot, Rooker and Raleigh. They both hit 17 home runs. So, instead of a swing off, they go to distance. And they both hit one home run, 471 feet, as initially said. Now, instead of saying, oh, wow, those are two coincidences, let's go to a swing off because, in a home run derby, who doesn't want there to be more home runs? Right?
Exactly.
Isn't that what stupid person would want more home runs in a home run derby, right? So instead they go to the inch or the centimeter. They go down to like the picometer to figure out, whose home run went farther. Brent Rooker hit one 470.62 feet, and Raleigh hit one 470.54. My bad. Rooker hit one 470.54. Raleigh hit one 470.62, beat Rooker by about an inch. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't even believe these numbers because they can't figure out what a strike is in the strike zone. They can't tell you with certainty if the foot or the ball or the tag, happened during a play. So the fact that they can do a home run
and get it down to the inch, like
it's not real. They're making things up to get the league home run leader into the next round.
I think that's what, a lot of people are saying that, and it sure looks like it because why would you go into that depth and like go down to the inch? Have you ever seen like a home run saying he hit this 471 feet and like 2 inches? Like right. Those aren't stats.
No, those aren't stats. Not, like to the foot. Just do a swing off. How hard is it? Do a swing off.
I don't know why. I don't know. Like, what would be the problem with doing a swing off? Like, what would be the problem?
Same reason why they don't do the old format anymore. This year it was a 3-minute clock. You have a 40 pitch maximum, and they want it to go as quick as possible. Gone are the days where you get 10 outs, and we get to admire these majestic moonshots coming off of some of the best hitters' bats. The old home run derby didn't really mess with guys' swings as much as this one because it's not a home run derby. It's an endurance challenge. Can you stay? It is. Can you stay, without getting winded the longest? Who can get winded the least quickest, I guess. It's stupid. And, I wanted to turn it off. It was so boring because you're not watching home runs. It's a home run derby, and you're not even able to watch the home runs because the next pitch is thrown, and you have like 3 balls thrown before one even lands. If you're following, what a home run is, right? You want to see the distance, the exit velo. You have 5 pitches already thrown by the time they get that information for the one.
And they do that stupid split screen. That's just
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why this is a good idea. I don't know why they think it's a good idea. I have no clue because it's like inferior in every way. And they kind of pretend like it's still kind of the same thing. I mean, they still have the person come out and pitch to them, but it's like at that
right.
point, like just put like a pitching machine up there so you get as many pitches out as quick as you can. Like
You
I
would
don't
think
they've ruined it. There's I'm they
the
absolutely
easiest way to fix this is to just go back to the old format. Who cares
ruined.
how long it takes?
Have you heard anyone ever complain, man, this home run derby's taking too long?
No. And even if you don't want to do 10 outs, go to 8 outs.
They can go like they can like mess with the amount of outs. I mean, there's so many things they can do. But instead their thing is like we gotta time it. So we gotta start timing baseball. A sport that,
Right.
once was never timed is now timed.
It's so
It's
stupid.
I don't know. They've ruined everything. It's just part of the push to speed the game up, but I don't know why you'd want to speed stuff like this up because I don't think people ever complained about, man, home run derbies, taking too long. I wish this was faster.
Yeah.
So
Well, we did have one really good thing come out of last night, and that's O'Neal Cruz with the furthest legitimate home run in home run derby history, a tie with Aaron Judge at 513. The reason I say legitimate, it is unfair to count cores in the same breath as every other stadium. So Soto has the record with 520 feet in cores, and you have a couple other guys who in Coors Field had long home runs, like Trevor Story, Otani. But it's just not fair to equate that with the elevation to help it with what O'Neal Cruz and Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton have done in much more difficult, stadiums.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard, but it's like, how do you denote, like, how do you denote that in you
You
just
do.
like
You
put an
put an
asterisk
asterisk.
in the
You say
stacks?
Coors. We
Coors.
say that O'Neal Cruz tied the furthest non-Coors home run because everybody who knows baseball knows about the Coors factor. And while you can say during the season it doesn't matter, for an actual home run derby, it absolutely matters that it's in Coors Field because those are just inflated numbers.
I mean, that's true. I mean, regular season, not too much, but I mean, if you're dealing with a home run derby, like, definitely. I don't know. I feel like you're getting into the some kind of territory with that stuff where they're gonna start doing that true home run stat where it's like it's only gonna have like the true home runs, which is it's a home run in every park. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, Aaron Judge leads in
Yeah,
that category by a good margin.
yeah. So like, I only feels like that. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if
I
he's
guess it's good. I guess it's bad.
you have
I'm not a
every
fan. They
park,
just have a stat for every little thing, though.
you have every park in one category, and then Coors in another because Coors is the one with the actual park factor. This isn't Yankee Stadium's short porch or Fenway's Green Monster. This is an actual atmospheric difference maker. Now, running through the first round, you had Buxton hit 20 home runs, O'Neal Cruz 21, Caminero 21, Raleigh 17, Rooker 17, Olson hit 15, James Wood hit 16, and Jazz Chisholm hit 3. Now, as a Yankee fan, I don't really care that he performed poorly because I just don't want him to mess his swing up. And he said he didn't change his swing because he didn't want to mess it up. I knew he wasn't going to win. I really don't care. It was fun to watch him try. They needed guys. So many players turned them down. To me, Jazz wasn't the biggest disappointment. Before I say my biggest disappointment, though, John, I want to hear what your biggest disappointment was about the Derby.
My biggest disappointment. I mean, I could say we talk about just how bad the rules are, but honestly, I think James Woods. I expected a little bit more from him. I expected him to at least make it past the first round.
Yeah, Me too. I bet on Jazz because I had to, Wood and Rooker to win it all. And none of them hit it out of the first round. My biggest disappointment was that the other than those three not making it out of the first round, Junior Caminero had a home run robbed
I
by a
saw
kid in
that.
the outfield. I believe it was Junior Caminero, right?
I think it was, and I think they still counted it.
Honestly, my question is, do
But I
you?
think it
It
was going to
was Junior
stay.
Caminero, but like, should they count it? Like, do we need that? That's like every kid's dream. Rob a home run derby home run when you're out there. I don't think they should count it. I think you give the kid props and maybe hit it a little further next time.
I mean, do they have rule? Did they ever have like rules in place for
No,
that?
'cause
Like if
I
it
don't think
ever
it's ever
happened?
happened before.
I mean, you want to say you just the home runs robbed, like it's just on it, then go, like because if they're out there and they rob it, I mean, I think you just is gone, like I think you just say that not a home run.
I mean, so the kid that called it was actually the son of the official scorer for the Braves. And the kid said, I wasn't quite aware of where I was in the fence. I thought the fence was a little taller there. I kind of just reached up and grabbed it. And then Caminero said things happen. The kid was enjoying himself out there. He did something he thought was fun, and it's fine. While Raleigh joked that he paid the kid off. But I don't know. Should you count it? The kid robbed it. It's not a home run, right?
I mean, they're out there trying to catch the baseballs, and I mean, he went up and caught it. I mean, you can argue like just not, if they want to make the game more interesting and stuff, because you always see,
Right.
I think MLB's trying to make their game more like banana ball, like the Savannah Bananas, right?
I like the Savannah Bananas,
So you
but I
might,
like
I
them as
mean,
their own entity.
so I mean, this would be in line with, you know, trying to make MLB more like that and more entertaining. But I mean, I think if there's no rules, I mean, you can probably go back and change the rule and define rules. But I think because there's no defined rules or anything, it's still home run.
Now, in addition to the home run derby, we did have the MLB draft. Now, the top 5 guys picked. John, let me run through this with you real quick.
Yes.
Eli Willits, shortstop out of a high school, taken by the Nationals.
Yep.
Tyler Bremner, a right-handed pitcher out of University of California, Santa Barbara, taken by the Angels, went second. Third was Kate Anderson, a lefty pitcher out of LSU by Seattle. Fourth was actually Ethan Holiday, a third baseman, shortstop, taken by the Rockies. He came out of a high school in Oklahoma. And 5 was Liam Doyle, a lefty out of Tennessee by the Cardinals. Do you have anything of note on any of these guys?
Well, on Eli Whitless, I'm surprised you didn't say that. His dad, is a coach for the Yankees, I believe. Reggie
Reggie
Willits.
Willis,
He
he played
played for the
6 years in the majors.
Yep, for the Angels, outfielder. So, and Willis actually has comparisons to Anthony Volpe, and MLB had him ranked, I guess, fifth in the draft, and he went first. And it's funny because I guess a lot of people who thought was going to go first, which was Ethan Holiday, was actually ranked first in the draft, but ended up going fourth.
That is pretty funny.
And they're the same position, so it's interesting. Same position, same age. I think Willis is 17, Holiday's 18. So it's very interesting that they decided to go with him over Holiday. So, and then you have Tyler Brenner. He was ranked 18, went second. So interesting. Nothing really there. I think it's just he's a fastball touches 90 miles per hour, change up that grades to 70, slider in like the mid to high 80s. That backs up on him, so he has to work on that. And he has some durability questions. So, but I think a lot of pitchers coming up always have durability questions. And then,
Right.
so then we got, was it Kate Anderson at I think that's it. LSU was ranked second, and he went third. And he already had Tommy John surgery in April
Ooh,
2022. He was considered to be a possible number one overall pick in this year's draft, but I guess fell to third and got taken, after Renner, who seems like when I was reading through the prospect page and stuff, it seemed like Anderson was well more like touted highly about the scouts than Bremner. So I don't know about that one. He also, because Anderson was led NCAA Division One 180 strikes, 12 wins through 119 innings, and he won like the most outstanding player award for the College World Series. So I don't know. It's always interesting to see in the MLB draft how you have some I guess what
yeah,
you consider if you look at other sports like the 18th overall player going second overall. So it's weird, but you have a lot of guys. And then also another oddity was up until the 17th pick in the first round, every player was either a pitcher or a shortstop until the Cubs took Ethan Conrad, an outfielder out of Wake Forest, at pick 17.
hmm.
So
I guess shortstops are, always like that most athletic kid on the team, especially when you're dealing with high schoolers. So that makes a lot of sense. You can really put them just about anywhere outside of like catcher or first base.
yeah, so
A lot of them
that
even turn into
yeah,
pitchers.
that was my thought. That was my thought. 'Cause I'm like everyone can't need shortstop, but a lot of times in baseball, what I don't think people realize, especially in like the first couple rounds, teams don't draft for their needs really. They draft the best available player usually. They're not really drafting for their team needs. They're just taking who's ever the best available at the time, I guess, on their board, rather than actually drafting for needs like football does, where they will.
Right. Because these guys, they
Yeah,
take a while. Like Jacob DeGrom was actually like a shortstop
he
when he
was. He's
first came
actually a
out.
pretty decent hitter. Yeah,
Now,
so it's like you had guys like that, and then you had the Phillies take Gage Wood, pitcher, in their first round pick. You had the Mets take Mitch Voigt, who was a two-way player out of Michigan, and then the Yankees took Day Kilby, a shortstop,
yeah,
which I
Dax
had a high
Kilby.
school.
He's
Dax Kilby. Yes, Dax Kilby.
that's a pretty sick name, Dax.
It
He's
is.
gonna be shortstop of the future, maybe.
Maybe the way Volpe's
I
playing,
mean,
he might.
the Yankees have drafted shortstops for the most part, and it's either shortstop or catcher the last few years, one or the other in the first round.
Yeah,
So, or at least our first pick, because
but
the
one
Yankees
thing,
and Mets picked 39 for the Yankees, 38 for the Mets. Those are competitive balance round A picks. Meanwhile, the Phillies at 26 just got their
yeah,
regular first round pick.
yeah. I do want to say before we move on more that there has been an uptick in college pitchers being taken in the draft, like from last year by a ton. It's
Yeah, I mean,
actually falling off and falling off. Like this year, just between the Red Sox and Cubs, 28 college pitchers have been taken.
I guess they're more likely to benefit a big league club sooner, so they want arms that might help them in the shorter term than 5-6 years down the line. Now, I do have a list of guys who had some MLB family members. Obviously, you brought up Eli Willits and his dad Reggie,
Hmm.
Ethan Holiday, his father Matt, and his brother Jackson Holiday. How about Minnesota's draft pick Quentin Young? His uncles are Delman and Dimitri Young. The Dodgers selected pitcher Cam Leiter, uncles Al and Mark, cousins Mark Jr. and Jack. The Yankees hit their second pick 103 overall in the third round, was Caden Kent, Jeff Kent's son.
Okay.
Minnesota also selected Bruin Agbayani, son of Mets legend Benny Agbayani. The Cardinals selected Brady Council. Any guesses on who he's related to?
Brady Council, would it Craig Council would it
Craig
have to
Council
be?
is his father. The Giants selected Rod Barajas Jr. His father, obviously, the catcher Rod Barajas.
Yes.
Toronto selected Jake Casey, son of the mayor, Sean Casey.
Oh,
Washington selected Owen Puck. His brother, you might remember, is AJ Puck.
I was going to say.
And then the Yankees selected Bryce Martin Grudzielanek. His father, Mark, played 15 years in the majors.
That's a long tenure to be playing. That's a long time.
So it's pretty fun seeing these kids, live out the same dreams that their fathers did and their brothers did. There's some other names, players whose family members might not necessarily have been in the majors or spent much time there, but it's always a family business.
It always seems you always see a lot of like former athletes, family members and just, children and stuff like always like be in either the same sport their, parents were in or like just another sport somewhere along the line. Somewhere around there.
So now though, it's time to talk about our award predictions. Midway through the season now at the All-Star break. John, AL MVP. Before the season started, I said it was going to be J-Ram. Dylan said it was going to be Judge. Ben Mandel said it was going to be Adley Rutschman as the MVP. And you said Bobby Witt. Now, I say Judge is going to win it. Dylan says Judge is going to win it. Ben says Cal Raleigh will win the MVP. Who do you say?
I say Aaron Judge too. And Ben's a hater. That's all that is.
You will find that Ben is a big hater as we go over this. My NL MVP. I, at the beginning of the year, said Shohei Ohtani. Dylan said Shohei Ohtani. Ben said Shohei Ohtani. And you, sir, said Shohei Ohtani. Who do you say now?
Shohei Ohtani.
Ben, Dylan, and I all say Pete Crow Armstrong.
That's a bold statement there.
Now,
that's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's not. I think it's something that, could very well happen for somebody having such an amazing year and Ohtani not really blowing him out of the water in any stats.
I just think Ohtani, I mean, if Ohtani starts like pitching more by the end of the season, I mean, we're already halfway through, but you can still see some time pitching. I think that's just enough that pushes like the voters over the edge with him and stuff. Because you have to remember, like
possible.
They have like Ohtani, just he has that thing, like he's the guy,
right?
So it's kind of hard to beat the guy, but if anyone's gonna do it, it can be PCR.
Now AL Cy Young, I before the season said Cole Reagans. Ben and Dylan said Garrett Crochet, and John, you said Tarek Skubal. Who do you say now?
Tarek Skubal.
Ben, Dylan, and I all agree with you. We're all on the Skubal train. I don't think that Max Fried or Crochet will be able to do enough to win that over him. He's been otherworldly this year. Now, the NL Cy Young, before the season, I said Hunter Green, who I am adamant will win one in his career. Ben and Dylan and you all said Paul Skeens. Have you changed your mind?
I have changed my mind. It's Zach Wheeler now. Zach Wheeler.
I really, really wanted to say Zach Wheeler. Like, I think this is a lot closer than people give any credit for. And honestly, even to this second, I want to just say Zach Wheeler. But I'm going to stick with what I have here. And me, Ben, and Dylan all say Skeens. As much as I think Wheeler is legitimately, it's a lot closer than you think.
Yeah, I have to go with him because I feel like he got robbed way back. I think was it 2022 when Bryce Harper won the MVP? Was that it? I think it was 2022.
Okay.
And I think it was, and then Wheeler was up, and they gave it to Corbin Burns instead. And I felt like it should have been Wheeler, and I felt like they just didn't want to give, the Cy Young and MVP the two Phillies. So they just picked and gave it to Harper, and then said, "Oh, we'll give it to Corbin Burns. We don't want to give it to Wheeler." So, but I think this is like the closest he's been to it, and he deserves a Cy Young.
Now the AL Rookie of the Year, I said Jason Dominguez, and you said Jason Dominguez before the season. Dylan said Will Warren, and Ben said Jackson Jobe. Now, Ben says Nick Kurtz. I say Jacob Wilson. Dylan says Jacob Wilson. Who do you say?
Jacob Wilson.
I wish Ben was on to defend this because this is an abysmal pick. I don't know how he says Nick Kurtz when Jacob Wilson's on that same team in that same infield.
And playing so much better.
NL Rookie of the Year. Before the season, I said Augustin Ramirez. Dylan said Drake Baldwin. Ben and you both said Hiroki Sasaki. Dylan is sticking with Baldwin. Who are you picking?
Jacob, I think Mizrakowski. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, and me and Ben are with you on that. Jacob Mizrakowski on the All-Star team after 5 starts. I think to me that's proof enough that he's just going to win Rookie of the Year no matter what. Because you don't put him on the All-Star team like that and not basically have that award done.
Dylan's pick with was it Drake Ball is still that's a good pick though, because he's probably the runner up.
Now for the AL Manager of the Year, I said Matt Quatraro of the Royals. Dylan said Alex Cora. Ben, AJ Hinch. John, you had said Alex Cora. Me, Dylan, and Ben are all running Hinch of the Tigers. Are you with us or are you against us?
I'm sticking with my first prediction, Alex Cora.
Alex Cora.
Sticking
If
with
the Red Sox can bounce back and make the playoffs, you're looking pretty. NL Manager of the Year, I started off saying Terry Francona, and you were with me on that. Dylan said Rob Thompson of the Phillies. Ben, Carlos Mendoza of the Mets. Homer pick if I ever heard one. Now, Ben and Dylan are Craig Counsell. What are you?
I'm also Craig Counsell. I hate to flip on you there, Corey, with the Reds manager pick that we did start of the season, but I mean, the Cubs are way better than anyone expected. They're doing so great over there. He has them winning all the stuff. He finally, I think, knocked the Brewers off the pedestal there.
You're right. I'm sticking with Tito. I think if the Reds can somehow make the playoffs, they're hovering around 500. Then
I mean, I think they're
he's
only
got to be the guy.
7.5 games back from first, so
just make the playoffs, make some noise.
Possible.
AL home run leaders before the season, I said Yordan Alvarez would lead with 42. Dylan said Judge with 56. Ben said Judge at 59. You said Judge at 51. Now I'm saying Judge at 58 home runs. Dylan saying Judge at 59. Who do you say?
Now this is where it gets kind of weird because it's like my MVP pick is Judge, but my home run leader I think Cal Raleigh, and I think he's gonna have I think I'm at 64. I think he's gonna have a ton, but I think he still loses out on the MVP.
Yeah,
that's gonna be controversial.
Ben's with you. He says Raleigh with 63. I don't think Raleigh goes over 55, if I'm being honest. I think the home run derby might have messed his swing. I think just the long year as a catcher, there's a lot going against him that just isn't in Judge, that Judge doesn't have to deal with. Now, the NL home run leaders, I said Matt Olson was going to lead with 37. Dylan said Schwarber at 41. Ben said Alonso at 55. Just a homer after homer pick. And you said Ohtani at 45. Now I'm saying Ohtani at 53. Dylan sticking with Schwarber at 47 now. Ben says Ohtani at 59. What do you say?
I'm sticking with Ohtani, but I'm up in the home run count to 55.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Now, World Series picks. I started off thinking that the Dodgers were going to beat the Royals in 5 games. Dylan said the Dodgers were going to beat the Red Sox in 6. Ben said the Mets, surprise, surprise, were going to beat the Orioles in 5. What an idiot.
That poor Ben's not on to defend any of this.
That's what he gets for not
He
picking
was
Judge
supposed
to
to
win.
be on. He was supposed to be
That's
on
what
this
he
week.
gets, though, not picking Judge to win the MVP. He's getting what he deserves. Then, John, you picked the Dodgers over the Red Sox in 7. Why and where are you changing to now?
Well, I thought first off in the beginning of the season, I mean, we all were really high on the Red Sox. I think, especially at least Dylan and I were high on the Red Sox. Now, I mean, the Red Sox are kind of falling behind a little bit. I mean, I think they can still make the playoffs, but I think with trade endeavors away and stuff now, I don't know if they're quite a good spot, quite the best spot to win a World Series. I mean, it's still possible,
Right.
but I'm sticking with the Dodgers because I think Dodgers just have, I think their team's loaded, it's stacked. They have too many players. I mean,
if anybody was going to unseat the Dodgers, who would it be
if it was an unseat the Dodgers in the NL
in the NL?
or to win that, to go in there, I mean, I want to say I like the Phillies. I mean, they have their starting pitching is phenomenal, and that's what wins playoffs. But the Dodgers are good, and I'm going to switch from the Red Sox to Houston, your favorite team.
Oh, that'd be like a top tier World Series matchup for me. There's only 2 other teams you can fit in there to make it even better. That'd be Mets somehow and Red Sox somehow.
I mean, this might be a fun playoff for you this season.
It always is. Ben, like we said, Mets over Orioles in 5. He's come around. Houston over the Dodgers in 6. Dylan, as I said, Dodgers over Red Sox in 6. He's now Houston over the Cubs in 6. So you guys are all really liking Houston coming out of the American League. And I think you guys have little faith. I have Detroit beating the Cubs in 5.
That
You
I was
gotta
thinking
believe.
I thought about Detroit
Gleyber
and Dodgers.
Torres, World Series MVP. Just a dagger in the heart to Yankee fans. Book it.
I can see it happening just because you said that, just for you.
If it's not the
Saquon Barkley
Yankees,
all over again.
no, this would not be that.
I
This
mean,
would not be that. Because Saquon deserves bad things. Gleyber deserves good things. But, John, our last thing, though, there are baseball games happening later this week. Do you have a series in mind?
I think, let me double check this because I didn't get a chance to run this by. I looked at it quick, but I don't know who they're playing, but whoever, I think it's Angels Phillies.
Angels Phillies is a good one.
I
Why?
mean,
Is that your
the
weekly
only
series highlight?
reason I pick that is because I am really interested to see how the Phillies play coming out of the All-Star break. Because last season, they came out of the All-Star break and they played horrendously. Absolutely terrible, like the rest of the season. And they took that whole thing all the way into the playoffs and played terribly and then got eliminated by the Mets. So I'm interested to see how they come out this season from the All-Star break. I mean, you had a lot of their pitchers I mean, I think all their pitchers turned down to be in the All-Star games. I think the Wheeler, isn't going to be in it. I believe Ranger Suarez was asked and he declined and said no.
Right.
I don't know if they asked Sanchez or not, but I know the Phillies are still giving him his All-Star bonus, like his All-Star game
They
bonus.
said that since he was the Sunday pitcher, he wasn't eligible to make the team
So
as a replacement.
So you have everyone getting their rest and stuff. And so I'm interested to see how they do. Because I mean the Angels aren't that great of a team, but I mean last year they played the Pirates coming out of the All-Star break and lost the series to them. So I feel like the Angels are kind of around the same tier as the Pirates were last season. So
Right.
that's what I'm interested in. I just need to see if they can come out and play good ball and maybe at least win the series.
For me, it's kind of a similar way. I'm picking Yankees, Blue Jays. Blue Jays swept the Yankees in 4. Yankees not in first place. How do they do? They play Atlanta coming out of the break. How do they keep rolling now that they've learned how to score runs and win games again? how can they perform against the Blue Jays team who I don't think is deserving of being in first place or even a playoff spot? I've been low. I am low on the Blue Jays. I think that window has been shut for them, and they're just kidding themselves. So I really think that the Yankees Blue Jay series is a big one to start off the first, the first beginning half of the second half of the season, second series, still July, long way to go. How do they go against the Blue Jays? Kevin Gausman, who they normally hit well, can they do that again? We'll see. But that'll do it for us. Home run derby champ Cal Raleigh, did he deserve it? Probably. Had his father pitching to him, his brother, 15-year-old, catching. Would like to see the Yankees draft him. Kid's already bigger than Cal Raleigh. But we'll be back next week. We'll talk a little bit about the All-Star game, but really we'll be into the swing of things. Hopefully we'll see Dylan and or Ben back. But regardless, you'll have me, Corey Jason, John Pauline, bringing you some more baseball news. But that'll do it for the Outsider Sports Baseball Podcast.